Hello everyone, this is Dee Richard One here, and today we're going to be taking a look at a Gemmy classic. This is the life-size 5-foot dancing skeleton. And there were a few of these made. This was the original design, and then Walmart had one with silver accents on the suit instead of the tiger stripes there. And then there was a pirate one, and couple other variants like that, and there's a 5-foot dancing monster, but this guy was the first, and he is based off of the very first 5-foot dancing item, which was the Santa Claus. But they wanted to do one for Halloween, and this is what we got. He sings 4 songs. He has a little phrase before each one. It's the same vocal audio that was used on the hand candy bowls. I mean, you can even still buy some of those orange hand bowls to this day, and it'll have the same Happy Halloween, want some candy, trick or treat phrases. But I've actually had this guy for a good while now. I got him almost 10 years ago, it feels like, and he's still great. At one point he actually did have a circuit board component go bad, but that was replaced by Zora 635 in 2019 when he was visiting me. And when I first found him, he actually belonged to a boss of mine that I was working for last year. But when I first met my boss, he was selling some of his rental items, and this was one of them. And unfortunately, the head and neck were snapped off of the head plate, but that was remedied. And he's never needed any. As far as I recall, he's not needed any kind of work except for that component on the board that died for some reason. Mechanically, he's still going strong. What's really interesting about this one is there doesn't seem to really be a spring in the mouth. Because see, I can just kind of position it however I want, but it still gets enough momentum to where it can actually function. So that's interesting. And then I believe it might have been like secondhand, but the area around his neck and the head mech itself were actually painted black. I might have seen other ones like that before, but I really don't recall. But you can see how it was broken pretty badly back there. And then there were just longer screws put in by the Gemmy fan, and then some just hot glue on top of those so they don't poke anybody. But yeah, these things are definitely built very well. It's honestly pretty rare to see one where it has a split gear or a bad bell in the dancing mech. The dancing mechs themselves are just really resilient. You'll see them split primarily, I guess, on the snowmen, because there's more resistance to the mech that they're trying to move around. But they tend to last a good while. It's a very well engineered mechanism. And you'll have a bad mouth or what have you, and the head turn mechs do split. But overall, it's just a really well put together unit of a piece. And yeah, this guy saw a lot back in the day. And I've used him in a few displays. And it's just a really classic piece, it's just, it really kind of ties in your display to have one of these guys. Not just for the aesthetics of it, but just the sound. It's just nice sound to be hearing around that time of the year. He plays Super Freak, Shake Your Groove Thing, amongst other songs. And it's just a great piece to have, it really is. And I tested him once before filming this, and he was still fully working. It didn't sound split or anything like the Ghastly Gentleman, so I guess we'll see how he holds up when he goes through all of his songs here. We'll plug him in, mouth opens and closes, and here we go.
Don't they come to mother? I will always take down. Everybody say, super free, super free. Trick or treat. You got to change your evil ways, baby. Before I start loving you, you got me running and hiding all over town. You got me sneaking and peeping and running around. Just can't go on. Lord knows you got to change, baby.
Something I want to point out really quickly before I forget is, you'll see a lot of these 5-foot skeletons, and the skull will have, a pretty good amount of detail on it for injection plastic and stuff like that. But this one in particular, I mean, the paint job is just really incredible. When you look at it, you don't initially think it's just plastic. If you look up close, just all the details and everything are very well done. Especially on some of the later ones, the head looks a lot more shiny than this. And there's just overall a little less attention to detail. I think this one actually, some of the heads, like the plastic is the base color, but this one gives off the vibe that the whole head is actually painted. When I first got this, for a little bit I thought it was special, not just because of the black there, but just the detail, because there's just so much paint detail on this head compared to others. But yeah, it's just a very well detailed piece.
Did I scare you? Get your motor running. Head out on the highway, looking for adventure. And whatever comes our way, born to be wild. Born to be wild. Oh yeah. Happy Halloween. Shake it, shake it. Shake it, shake it. Shake your broom thing, baby. Show 'em how they do it now. Shake your broom thing, baby. Show 'em how they do it now. Show 'em how they do it now. Shake your broom thing, baby. Show 'em how they do it now. Shake your broom thing, baby. Show 'em how they do it now.
Yes, those are all the songs, and they're just a nice little fun selection. It's just such a vibe to have one of these. I know that's like a really young person thing to say, but it's true. And if you look at old photographs from around the internet, if you can find them, these guys are really popular at restaurants and other kind of just retail stores. Even if they weren't being sold there, just to have one at the front door, it really helped bring people in. So many people took pictures with these guys, whether it was the pirate or one of these. Just overall, just kind of an iconic piece of the time, and just really fun to have around. So if you do find one of these, in whatever variation it may be, I highly recommend it. If he seems super tiny, that's in part because we have Jason here, who is 6'5" next to him. He is about 5 foot, and short king, but yeah, just really fun piece to have. I'll play him one more time here.
I'm a very spooky guy, but can you don't take home your mother? I will always keep your spirits round once I see you on the street. Oh yeah, I'm alright, but I'm right. Everything's alright with me. Yeah.
yeah, guys, that's about it for this one. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.